What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy Kevin to on YouTube shit. Hey man, we are Llin. Man, turn. Jay, motherfucking day. Chillin' outside, big crip in the gang. Chillin' outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo, Russia, do your thing, and Texas. Stand the fuck up. Each day is a new day to be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring you down, always fight back. Never let somebody tell you who you are, but also never put yourself in a position alone. Let's stay humble. Let's get on a revolution, on the movement. Keep Yahweh first. Coming to you, Black Hebrew Israelite, as a real Jew. We out here. Alright. Boom. Jay, motherfucking day. Chillin' outside, big crip in the gang. Chillin' outside shit, man. Hey man, all I want to say is watch me Whipp, watch me Nene, watch me Whipp, watch me Nene. Hey, let me Whipp, watch me Nene, watch me Whipp. Looking at, but hey, free a nigga Silento, man. This motherfucker done got hit with a 30 ball, a 30-piece McNugget with no sauce, extra crispy, bitch. Hey man, like I said, man, when you get rich and famous, man, sometimes the best thing to do is just fall back and stay about the business. Because people don't understand how much you are the bag, how much, you know what I'm saying, like, you gotta think of it like an investment, like a house or a car. You ain't gonna let everybody in your house 24/7 just fucking up your house, spray painting that shit, breaking in and out. So why the fuck would you let somebody do that to you? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Silento put himself in a tough situation, man. When you're a one-hit wonder, man, and everybody don't believe in you no more, it's kind of hard to continue to, like, have motivation and continue want to, you know what I'm saying, do your work, man, because it's like, damn, I did this before, and I know I can do it again, but I never did it again, and everybody dropping the ball on me, and it kind of get frustrated, and so it's like your family members getting involved, and you don't like them niggas, so shit can get tough real quick. So we got this video, man. He got a 30 ball for killing his cousin. Damn, let's get into it. So we got the rapper Silento sentenced to 30 years in prison for shooting his cousin. What the fuck is going on? And he the nigga who watch me Whipp, watch me Nene, watch me Whipp, watch me Nene.
What's good, y'all? This is Llin, and as always, I'm here rocking with all Urban Central. And you guys won't believe it, but Ricky Lamar Hawk has been sentenced to 30 years in prison. And you guys might know him actually by another name. So if you don't recognize him from this picture right now, then you might recognize him from his name. Yep, you named it. Silento dropped his viral, sensational song nearly a decade ago. It had the whole world dancing and hitting that name. He dropped his song Watch Me Whip, Nene. It appears that Silento took a 30-year plea deal where he pled guilty under mentally ill for shooting and murdering his cousin. So definitely in the midst of the pandemic, on January 21st, 2021, police have found Silento's cousin, Frederick Rooks III, shot outside a Decatur home. There was surveillance footage that caught a white BMW SUV leaving the scene, as well as 10 bullet casings matching the gun in Silento's possession. 10 days later, Silento admitted to shooting his cousin. So we're going to utilize this Atlanta PD News article just to get more details and facts surrounding the case. So it says Atlanta rapper Silento gets 30 years after pleading guilty to killing his cousin. Okay. Okay, so it's basically going to give us a bunch of information that we already know. Silento's an Atlanta rapper known for his hit song, Whipp, Nene, who pled guilty and mentally ill Wednesday for voluntary manslaughter along with other charges in the 2021 shooting of his 34-year-old cousin. The 27-year-old rapper, whose legal name is Ricky Lamar Hook, was sentenced to 30 years in prison in DeKalb County District. Attorney Sheriff also said in a statement. So obviously there were more charges besides just the manslaughter charge. He pled guilty to aggravated assault, possessing a gun while committing a crime, as well as concealing the murder. So I'm sure a lot of people are asking, what type of plea deal is 30 years? They dropped the murder charge as part of the plea agreement. And as we already know, Georgia is definitely a death penalty state, so he probably avoided getting the death penalty, and they decreased a murder to manslaughter. So obviously before I said there was surveillance footage that caught the BMW, but another key evidence is that a family member of Rooks told police that Silento had picked up Rooks in that white BMW. Apparently the GPS data and other cameras put that vehicle in the site of the shooting, so that revealed that he was actually the one who shot his cousin. Now, while there's no details sharing why he personally murdered his cousin, he did plead mentally ill. Silento have been on the record going through mental breakdowns and dealing with depression. Just a year prior, he was arrested for literally walking into a random home with a hatchet, looking for someone who he alleged was sleeping with his girlfriend, as well as getting arrested for domestic abuse of his partner in California. I'm going to play the clip.
Silento has been arrested twice in the past week here in Southern California. That's video from Silento's hit song Watch Me back in 2015. Police say he was arrested in Santa Ana last Friday for allegedly attacking his girlfriend. Then on Saturday, he was arrested in LA in Valley Village area. Police say he entered a home looking for his girlfriend and carrying a hatchet. And according to a detective, the people who were in that home, which included children, did not know Silento or his girlfriend. The rapper left and people picked him up, police picked him up about a block away. Silento is now facing 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, along with domestic violence charges from his arrest in Santa Ana.
Seems like Silento was crashing out a year prior to even murdering his cousin. And we don't really know why this could be. I mean, he did come out with one hit viral song, and this could be the pressure of fame and him being a one-hit wonder.
Is there a pressure? On the next single?
Nah, there ain't no pressure on that single. It ain't never been no pressure on no single. Cause I ain't even think of the first one.
In several interviews, there have been different interviewers asking if there was any pressure surrounding his next single and how did he feel about having such a huge viral song and not following up until years and years later. You know, so even though he denied having pressure, I'm sure anyone can admit that there was definitely pressure applied, if not, especially during the interviews.
Well, now watch me, nay-nay. Now watch me, well, nay-nay.
Do you ever get tired of whipping a nay-nay?
I signed up for it.
The saddest part about him actually going to jail for 30 years in prison is that he actually made an impact on not just dance music, but hip-hop culture in general, with a song that's going to outlive us all.
It changed the whole generation.
Seems like kids and adults of all colors and all walks of life have been doing the whip and the nene. Even other celebrities like Miley Cyrus was doing the whip, and Ellen DeGeneres leading the charge.
Why people try to take out shit, man? Like
Justin Bieber, Matt Damon. Oh my God, she even had literally First Lady and Senator Hillary Clinton doing the whip. So it's actually really sad to see that Georgia native Silento is found in this predicament after creating such a phenomenon across the world. So, one hit wonder or not, Silento absolutely made his mark in the music industry.
Most definitely.
And with only being 27 years old and a 30-year prison sentence, he's going to be about 57 years old when he finally get out of prison. So we're hoping to see him whipping and nay-naying his way to freedom. Obviously, there's still a lot of life left after 57 years old. But we have to ask you guys, what do you guys think about this?
Shout out to Brian Blake.
Nene was just sentenced to 30 years in prison in the state of Georgia for a 2021 murder of his cousin. Here y'all go right here, his mugshot. This really a sad situation to me. It gives you a really good look at how easy it is to rise and fall. There's so many people out here that's willing to do anything to rise, but this situation shows you just how easy it is to fall. This guy had one of the most viral songs.
Did he have royalty and his own possession over the song?
Everybody was doing this.
Was he getting paid for the song?
Was doing this dance.
He sell the song
getting played everywhere.
Like, he should be
It's
rich.
a very commercial song. It's kid friendly. All of the basketball games, all of the soccer games, like every arena was playing this song at halftime. According to the news article, Silento, whose real name is Ricky Hawk, and is only 27 years old, pleaded guilty
and the royalty
mentally ill to voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, and other charges in connection with the 2021 deadly shooting. The report also stated that in the early hours of January 21st, 2021, officers were notified about a shots fired call, and they arrived and they found, this guy deceased. Witnesses said that they saw a white BMW SUV pull away, and allegedly the family members of the victim stated that he was last seen being picked up by Silento in a white SUV. Silento's manager would release a statement shortly after the incident, I believe, basically saying, he's been going through some rough times, some mental issues, and asking everybody to pray for him and send positive vibes his way. Now, not much is known about what happened that night. Silento did confess, but that's his version of the story. The other person is no longer with us to be able to tell us his version, so I don't want to make assumptions with regard to
we don't know what happened, what they did.
But I do want to touch on the fact that this song was released in 2015. This song was huge, like I said. They were playing it everywhere. Even right now, he probably lost some endorsements and some placements and stuff because of the situation with the case. But you can almost turn this song on in any school, any place where it's a bunch of kids congregating and they don't start dancing. Even kids who were born 2-3 years ago, they still dancing and know this song. That type of success usually comes with a dip because it's hard to maintain that level of popularity and success, especially in the streaming era. So it usually comes with a dip, and that dip seems to cause depression. I've been seeing a lot of artists who are seemingly on top of the game, and then you look up and 2 years later, they talking about they broke and they depressed and they going through it. This is not a new thing. This was going on back in the days, but it seemed like it took longer. Like 90s, 2000 artists, it seemed like it took them longer to go broke. These days, you hot in 2015 and by 2018,
well, I mean, they got their hands on everything now. The computer, they can look at anything.
Maybe in 2015, you might hear about somebody needing some money. Also, I'm going to play a clip for y'all, right? And this clip is from prior to his arrest. But in this clip, he talks about being forced to take ADHD medicine, even though he was never officially diagnosed. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because I've seen over and over people who are...
but how do you force you to take medicine? Your parents?
But given the wrong medication.
That, no one can force you to take anything.
It fries their brains. If you, for the audience that has been to prison, those guys on Medline or sick call, pill line, whatever they call it, where you from, they the perfect example. I've seen guys who are seriously smart, intelligent guys that just cannot deal with the reality of prison, and they go get on these medications.
They start sniffing pills
and then before you know it, he a real zombie. He went from a regular dude talking to you, talking about women and playing basketball, to you don't even see him till it's time to come out of his room and go get the pills. So that whole thing of misdiagnosing people and giving them medication that they haven't been prescribed is very, very dangerous. And going and pretending you have certain symptoms or going through certain things just to be able to get medication is even more dangerous.
Yep.
But listen to this kid talk about how he was being medicated for something that he wasn't diagnosed with. And I believe that this may have altered his mindset, which would explain why he pleaded mentally ill, because his attorney probably looked at this and was like, hold on, what? But check this clip out.
I was never officially diagnosed with ADHD, but I still had to take these drugs. It got to the point where I got incarcerated and sent to juvenile. I created Silento when I was like 16. One day at school, I started doing the Whipp in the cafeteria. Everybody was watching me, so I was like, I'm gonna name this song Watch Me. That Christmas, the producer that I was working with, he recorded the song. The same night, we got 1,000 plays. The second day, we got 10,000 plays. The third day, I was in class, refreshing millions of plays. It blew up overnight.
Being young and experiencing that kind of success, it has to feel amazing, but at the same time, it has to be stressful, because now you have all of these friends. They don't really understand how life works and things are going yet, as far as money and deals, and so they beg and they asking for stuff. Hey, let me get this, let me get that. Family reaching out looking for stuff. You got to adjust your lifestyle as far as where you going, how you moving, who you with, and all of this is going on while you've also been given the wrong medication for who knows how long that was going on. But you see what I'm saying? This is all happening after your brain has already been altered to a degree. So I'm pretty sure that the fall off hit hard.
That got been crazy.
Nobody ever expect to fall off. Even though you know nothing lasts forever, you still never expect to fall off.
Nothing lasts forever.
So I'm pretty sure that
that's why you gotta go hard every day, coming up with something new. Because
probably made the
fans
depression
come and go,
worse.
nigga.
Let's not,
it's like the season.
Downplay depression at all. But the fact that he was
just because
told
they love
he
you
was
one day,
depressed,
don't mean they gonna always love you.
the fact that he was
Especially when
told
you
he
put
had ADHD and all of this
they'll
stuff
leave you in a minute.
before he was even diagnosed with it, that factors in too, because now you got this thing in the back of your mind that something's wrong with you, even though you haven't officially been told that something's wrong with you. Now check out this next clip and listen to how he speaks about his fall off and how it felt.
Ain't famous, it was great, but after a while, it didn't last long. Depression doesn't leave you when you become famous. It just adds more pressure. And while everybody's looking at you, they're also judging you. When I get depressed, I won't answer the phone, I won't text back, because when I'm depressed, I'm not speaking to no one. I don't know if I can truly be happy. I don't.
He like one of the kids up
exactly
when they get in trouble. Yeah, but I did this and I don't give a fuck. Cause fuck that bitch. And if she try to come at me, I'm gonna whoop her motherfucking ass. And that's how I'm gonna hold it down. That's how you look and sound like, bitch.
It's crazy how a person can be
crying
out for help, expressing themselves, and it kind of fall on deaf ears. Even though this was content, I don't feel like they did it just to make him content. It was to put a message out. But for the people around him, I don't think they really heard his cry for help. Now, like I said, some people can fall off and get back up. Sometimes getting back up takes a little bit longer. But in this case, this was really just a kid, bro. This was a kid. And it seemed like he was having some mental issues and seemed like the fame helped. But it also hurt it, because it put him in a situation. I won't try to make up a storyline for what happened that night, but I'm pretty sure, it has something to do with money. Money was somewhere involved. I'm willing to bet it.
Who knows?
Like I said, I won't make up a storyline, but if you just had to ask me what it was about that night, I'm pretty sure that money was involved somewhere. He was given 30 years, which is plenty of time to think about it. That's enough time but it's just sad how many rappers
go date the next nigga the next day.
To prison. And
they'll want you to go fight somebody, kill somebody, and the next day they go to somewhere else and go get
to any young rappers who trying to come up, or any young rappers who already in the game that's watching this, man, put your money up. Save your money. Even if you don't put it in a stash somewhere where you won't spend it, Spend it somewhere where it works for you.
I'll say
Buy
put
some
it in
cars
stocks
that
and
you can
Bitcoin.
resell.
You know what I'm saying?
Buy some properties that you can rent out or
Put it in
resell.
stocks and Bitcoin. And just leave
Something
it
that won't depreciate in value or won't depreciate fast. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can probably add some value to, which is why I say cars or houses, but stocks.
Yeah,
man, open a Steak and Shake, a Subway. It don't matter.
Something.
A lot of guys, they think I'm too rich to do this.
Yeah.
If you got $1 million, bro, take 100,000 of those dollars and go open up a couple Subways or something like that.
Nigga, what?
You know, just so you can have some income coming. If
just
you
in case some bullshit happens.
Lose the fame and the fortune, you'll still be living better than
a lot of niggas gonna buy a bus down and say, they gonna buy a bus down
that you gotta
or Rolls Royce and a Maybach.
People have gotten so caught up in wanting to be millionaires and billionaires that they forget making 6 figures a year is still good money. That's still enough for you to live.
That's a hell of good money.
And prosper in life, provide for your kids and all of that. So,
nigga,
you know, if you got a chance to get some M's and you might fall off from under a millionaire, but you still got a couple 100,000, man, keep that going, maintain it. If you need help, seek help. Don't be afraid to talk to somebody and say, hey, I'm going through something, man. I need to get this off my chest. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap this one up. I just wanted to bring y'all this story, man. Bring y'all this information. 30 years is a long time.
30 years is a hell of a time.
Forever, so
nigga, if he had a kid, that kid gonna be about 40, bitch.
Make sure y'all hit the like button. Comment. Let me know what you think about this whole little situation. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. It's your boy Byron Blake. I'm out.
Shout out to Soul Flow TV. Yeah, man. So, like I said, man, a 30-piece in prison, man, is like living hell, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who want to be around that 24/7 and having a white man or anybody, the black man, because some black people work for police, but who want the system to have control over your ass, even though the outside feel like prison sometimes 3.
If there's any story out there that will tell you that life changes in the blink of an eye, you know when we say, man, it was all good just yesterday, this is that story right here. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the material without further delay. Atlanta rapper Silento just got sentenced to 13 years behind bars after pleading guilty to taking the life of his own cousin.
I wonder what that conversation was that day
I bet you know this song. Watch me, Whipp. Watch me, Nene. Okay. Watch me, Whipp. Watch me, Nene. Okay. Do the stinky leg. Do the stinky leg. Do the stinky leg. Now watch me do it. Now watch me whip. Watch me, Nene. You know what's crazy? What's crazy is my daughter, who is now 11 years old, when she was 4 and 3, that song had to be on repeat all day, and it was her favorite song until she was about 6 or 7 years old. We heard that song in my house at least 50 times a day, and that's probably understating it, for about 3 to 4 years straight. I kid you not. That song today has 1.something billion views on YouTube with a B, and I'm pretty sure that my daughter Nika gave that song at least 1 million views.
And all the people remixed it.
It was that catchy.
You know a lot of niggas remixed it.
Also had other songs as well. I was wondering what happened to him and how he just like disappeared from the scene until I found out recently that he was incarcerated. So speed up to 2025 today. Today is the 11th. And let's get into what's popping. So Silento, the Atlanta rapper known for his hit song Watch Me Whip, Nene, he pleaded guilty, but he also pled mentally ill on yesterday, to voluntary manslaughter and other charges in the 2021 shooting death of his 34-year-old cousin. Now, listen, I done heard all types of rumors about what was going on. I heard Silento killed his cousin to hide hide the fact that he himself, Silento, is gay, that him and his cousin was having inappropriate relationships, and his cousin was a bit older than he was, and was the one who got him into the lifestyle, and he was messing with drugs that was messing with his mind, and he got to a place where, you know, he ended up taking his cousin's life. I don't know how true that is. That's one of the rumors that's out there. However, the 27-year-old rapper, he's 27 now. His legal name is Ricky Lamar Hawk. He was sentenced yesterday to 30 years in prison. DeKalb County District Attorney Sherry Boston said in a statement,
he fired his lawyer.
He also pled guilty to aggravated assault, possessing a gun while committing a crime, and concealing the death of another human being. A murder charge was dropped as part of his plea agreement. He was actually officially charged initially with malice murder.
Damn.
That carries life in prison without the possibility of parole. He pled to a lesser charge with, of course, mental ability of parole. He pled to a lesser charge with, of course, mental illness. DeKalb County Police found Frederick Rooks, which is Silento's cousin, shot. He was shot in the legs, and he was shot in his face in the early morning hours of January 1st, 2021, outside of a home in a suburban area near Decatur, Georgia.
Sometimes you just need to get
Police
your
said
money out
that they
and
found
fall the
10
fuck
bullet casings
back.
near his body, and security video footage from a nearby home showed a white BMW SUV speeding away shortly
Sometimes you gotta
after
take
the
that L to
gunshots
keep on
were
succeeding,
fired.
nigga,
A family member of the deceased told the police that Silento, their other family member, had picked up the deceased person in a white BMW SUV. And, of course, the police did their investigation.
They tried to hide the body.
GPS data and other cameras in the area put Silento's vehicle at the site of the shooting. It wasn't hard to track him back. Silento then confessed. About 10 days later, after he was arrested, the police said he confessed fully to taking the life of his cousin. Ballistics testing also matched the bullet casings that were found at the scene, those 10 bullet casings around the body of his cousin. And when they tested them, they matched the gun that Silento was actually carrying with him when he was arrested. His cousin's brother and sister told DeKalb County Superior Court Judge Courtney L. Johnson before Silento was sentenced that he should have gotten a longer sentence. This is his own family members, and they told the judge he should have got a longer sentence. 30 years is nothing. He should have got life without parole. He should have got at least 60, 70 years then. The rapper, Silento, he was actually a high school junior in the suburban areas of Atlanta in 2015 when he released the hit song Watch Me Whip, Nene, and watched it skyrocketed into a dance craze, into a platinum selling song, into a song that took him around the world. As a junior in high school, Silento made multiple other albums, but he said in an interview with the medical talk show The Doctors in 2019 that back then he said, I was struggling with depression, and I had grown up in a family where he witnessed mental illness and violence. And
I hope he gets the Louisiana type of
before anything like this happened in his life, that he comes from a bloodline of people who have mental illnesses, and he saw violence around him on a regular basis. He also said on that fighting demons my whole life. Kind of remind me of The Color Purple. All my life I've had to fight.
That's
you know,
crazy.
that's the way he sounded. Like it came from that place of somebody who really has been fighting demons their whole life. And when I saw it back in 2019, I said, damn. So that might be the reason why he is not making any more music. And you know, something else that hits really hard that you have to be prepared for. The fame and the fortune comes at you fast, right? One day you're a regular person, you put your music out, the next day you just blow up. And after that, you just keep on blowing up. And then you're in heavy demand and your life changed. And then now you're on the road with a manager and a stylist and a rep, and they're going here and there and doing interviews everywhere. That was Silento's life.
Silento had a nice show, you know what I'm saying? To make one song and blow the fuck up.
Different countries,
like
seeing different cultures, and he was
got a billion views. That's your only song you ever put out. Just one hit.
You don't have another hit song to back that song up.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And you kind of fade into the background, and now you're going back to being normal, and you don't know how to handle it.
You should have had a hit TV show. Start acting the movies or some shit.
At the height of your fame, you are surrounded by a bunch of people who are like, yes.
Yeah.
You want to try drugs? Yes. You want to stay up all night? Yes. Sleep deprive your body? Yes. Poor nutrition? Eat anything you want? Yes. It's just all yes, because you are the money maker.
Yeah, you the bag.
And they
want a piece of the bag
to keep on staying on the road, touring, making music, doing these interviews, so that they can keep on getting paid as long as you're getting paid as well. You become a product, right? And you got to think that type of lifestyle with underlying mental issues unchecked or undiagnosed already, sooner or later, the powder keg is about to blow. When he said, I've been fighting demons my whole life, and this is 2019. Depression doesn't leave you when you become famous. It just adds more pressure.
It shows
That's what he said.
When you become famous and rich, it
I don't know if
does
people don't go
move
back
you away
and
from the
listen.
people you don't like.
He said depression doesn't leave you when you become famous. It just adds more pressure. And he was urging other people actually on that show. He was like, if you're going through something, if you're feeling something, please go get some help. Now, while everybody is looking at you, they're also judging you, he said. I don't know if I can truly be happy. I don't know if these demons will ever go away. Man, you know, that kind of reminds me that you got to pray and you got to speak happiness and you got to speak life over yourself, over your life. You know, when you start walking around and repeating the same things, I think it's like you're casting a spell over your life. So he was walking around talking about how depressed he was and how he comes from a family of people with mental health issues, and he saw a lot of violence growing up. Who would ever think that a child who made a song that was so happy and so catchy
it usually always makes the super happy be the ones who got fucked up. You
and it plagued him, and the fame did not make it any better. Like he said in his own words, depression doesn't leave you when you become famous, it just adds more pressure. Listen, he begged people to get help if they were feeling any way. Silento said some prolific words. I don't know if I can truly be happy. I don't know if these demons will ever go away. Silento had been struggling in the months before his arrest. His publicist, Chanel Hudson, had said that he had actually tried to kill himself in 2020. After this interview that he did in 2019, where he said all these things. Between the time he attempted to take himself out and the time he had done these interviews, and this interview in particular, and said these things, it had only been a couple of months. it was like he was trying to warn the world or tell the world that I'm not in a good place. But even while he was trying to tell other people to go get some help if you're feeling a certain type of way, he himself didn't know how to pull himself out of that hole. So in August of 2020, Silento was arrested in Santa Ana, California, on a domestic violence charge. The next day, the Los Angeles Police Department charged him with assault with a deadly weapon after witnesses said that he entered a home where he didn't know anyone at that home looking for his girlfriend, and he had a hatchet with him, and he swung the hatchet at two people before he was disarmed. Showed up at strange house looking for his girlfriend. Nobody there knew him, and he knew nobody there. He was bugging out. In October of 2020, Silento was arrested after the police said that they clocked him driving 143 miles per hour. That's 230 kilometers per hour on Interstate 85 in DeKalb County. Hudson, his publicist, said at the time of Silento's arrest for the killing of his cousin, that was a breaking point. At this point, he was suffering immensely from a series of mental health issues. And, you know, everything just culminated into what it turned out to be. As far as we know, he still has not given a motive as to why he took his cousin's life. Maybe somewhere down the road, you know, when they do one of those throwback videos, interviews, go do an interview with the Whipp Nene kid behind bars, he won't be a kid anymore, to try to figure out why you did it. Maybe he'll be in a more sober place. Maybe he'll be in a place where he understands what happened and he's now willing to talk about it. Maybe it'll be everything that the rumors said it was. Or maybe it'll be, I just lost my mind. We had an argument and I lost my mind. I don't even know why I did it. We don't know. I'll close this video by saying this. If you're feeling any type of way out of yourself, you know, go get some help. Don't be afraid. I tell people like this: if you can't whisper it loud enough for somebody to hear it, scream it out loud. They might look at you and say, damn, he's screaming loud as hell and he's crazy or she's crazy. But you know what? You will get attention and you will probably get the help you need. Please don't just go out in silence. Your life is worth so much more. I just feel like Silento was super talented. And if he had gotten the help, if he knew how to communicate, but that's the nature of the beast. Mental health, I've seen it silence people to where they are crying silently for help. And they die around people who would have helped them if they understood what was happening. It's a sad way to go out. He's not dead, but he did take a life.
Yes, sir.
And people close to the person whose life he took
want him gone.
are mourning. He's not dead, but his life is in a messed up situation. And I don't care how anybody put it, prison is not a good place.
At all. I don't care what the prison movies look like. All the fun and this and that, nigga. You're dying that bitch. Like the jail is crazy. So imagine 30 years in prison, nigga. Especially if you're a hothead and you stand on big business. They gonna kill your ass in that bitch. You ain't giving up that ass, nigga.
But I wish them all the best.
They gonna kill your ass in that motherfucker.
The kid that sang Whipp and Nene is going to prison for 30 years. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's SoFlo TV.
Damn, so they been knowing this shit. You know what I'm saying? They been knowing that he killed his cousin. So this been going on for like 3-4 years. They've been knowing that he killed his cousin. Damn, so has he been... So was he behind the bars for them 4 years, or was he in jail? I mean, was he free?
A rapper getting hit with the murder charge isn't anything new, but being accused of killing a close family member is wild, even in rap. Silento, the rapper who created the Whipp and Nene dance, as well as a single to go along with it, has recently been arrested and charged with the recent shooting and death of his cousin, Frederick Brooks.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this crazy story.
New tonight, an Atlanta rapper who rose to fame with a one-hit wonder is now charged with murdering his cousin.
Yeah,
DeKalb County Police arrested Ricky Hawk today. You might know him by his stage name, Silento. He's accused of shooting his cousin to death last month.
Silento is a rapper from Stone Mountain, Georgia, who's best known for his viral hit and dance craze, Watch Me, Whipp/Nene. He started making music as a teenager, and surprisingly, his first song was also his best known hit. Watch Me was produced by Bolo, the producer, and released on SoundCloud in 2015. It quickly racked up 100,000 streams in a few weeks and attracted the attention of an A&R from Capitol Records, who signed him to a deal. The label helped him shoot a music video, which was released in June 2015 and quickly racked up over 2.5 million views the first week it was released. The video was directed by Mark Clansfeld and shows Silento performing his famous dances in a high school gymnasium along with some cheerleaders and old women. It even features guest appearances from rapper Lil Scrappy and the pop rap duo Rich White Ladies. The video was an instant hit and propelled the song's popularity even further. It ended up peaking at number 3 on the Billboard charts, all while the rapper was still in high school. But he would not release his debut album, Fresh Out of High School, until 2018, and none of the tracks on that album will live up to the wild success of his first single. After that, things would start to go downhill for Silento. In 2017, he was briefly banned from leaving the UAE after getting into a dispute with the promoter. The promoter claimed that he failed to perform at 2 separate shows that was eventually cleared up, and he was able to return to the U.S. Then, in an episode of the talk show, The Doctors, Silento opened up about his battles with depression. He said that he had battled mental illness his entire life, even prior to becoming famous. He says he was born with all types of drugs in his system, including weed, pills, coke, and heroin, and witnessed family members fight and try to kill each other growing up.
I've been fighting demons my whole life. I was born with weed, coke, heroin, pills, all type of drugs in my system. I saw family members talking to walls. I watched family members fight. I watched family members try to kill each other. Nobody should have to watch that.
When he was only 14, he moved in with his great aunt and had to go to school where he had no friends. He almost got in 5 fights and was prescribed ADHD meds and sleeping pills.
I was given ADHD for meds, sleeping pills. I was getting skinny. I was getting stressed. I was never officially diagnosed with ADHD, but I still had to take these drugs.
Then, at some point, he said he ended up getting arrested and sent to a juvenile facility. Then he blew up with Watch Me, who was still battling depression, which still affects him to this day. Despite coming clean about his struggles, Silento would continue in a downward spiral. In August 2020, he would be arrested and charged with inflicting corporal punishment on a spouse following a domestic abuse incident with his girlfriend. He was brought to LA County Jail, but was released the same day. If that wasn't bad enough, the next day, he'll be arrested again and charged with assault with a deadly weapon while he was out on bail.
22-year-old rapper Silento, whose real name is Richard Lamar Hawk, is now facing charges of assault with a deadly weapon.
According to the victims, Silento walked into their home in the Valley Village area of Los Angeles looking for his girlfriend wielding a hatchet. Thankfully, the people inside the home managed to detain and disarm Silento before he seriously hurt anyone. He was brought back to the county jail and held on a $105,000 bond, but was later released. While his charges were still pending, he would be arrested again. This time for speeding at over 143 miles per hour on Interstate 85.
Rapper Silento was arrested this weekend for going 143 miles per hour on I-85. Police pulled over the rapper, whose real name is Ricky Lamar Hawk, on 85 South just before the Claremont Road exit on Friday.
Police pulled him over around 3 a.m. after a cop noticed his white BMW swerving around other cars. The police report states that the rapper tried to argue with the cops and claimed that he did nothing wrong. He told the officer that he had to speed because he always gets followed after leaving events and was just at a club where he was promoting his new song. He even told the officer that he could drive 143 miles per hour because he's not a regular person.
I'm trying to figure out, why are you doing 143?
Because I get followed everywhere I go.
But that gives you no right to be doing 143.
If it's like 10 cars following me, I can't do 143 because I'm not a regular person.
The police obviously didn't feel the same way. And arrested him for reckless driving, speeding, failure to maintain lane, and improper stopping.
Arrest for reckless driving.
For reckless driving.
Yeah, you're doing 143. That's great.
He was released on bail later that night. Unfortunately, Silento's music career wasn't looking great either. He dropped straight out of high school too in December 2018, even though by that point, he was almost 21 years old and well out of high school. He had dropped the project Skyro Lyrics in 2020, but no tracks on either of those projects came close to the viral success of Watch Me. In 2020, some very strange and private photos of the rapper leaked onto the internet, leading to several memes and questions about his mental state. Not long after that, he started asking his Instagram followers to send him money via Cash App for selfies, videos, and shoutouts, leading many to believe he was also struggling financially.
How?
Silento's legal problems were just getting started, and in February 2021, the rapper was arrested for the murder of 34-year-old Frederick Brooks, the rapper's blood cousin.
Rapper Silento has been indicted in DeKalb County for the murder of his cousin.
Brooks was shot and killed in front of his own home in Georgia following an altercation. After police analyzed nearby security footage, they identified none other than Richard Hawk, aka Silento, as the shooter. They analyzed the Ring video doorbell footage of several homes in the area, which showed several cars fleeing the scene after the shooting and captured one of the fatal shots. Based on his recent criminal history, the judge denied Silento bail, and he's been incarcerated ever since.
Atlanta rapper Silento faced a DeKalb County judge for the first time this afternoon on felony murder charges. His real name's Ricky Hawk. He's accused of shooting his cousin last month on Deep Circle.
2021?
Hawk is known for his hit song "Watch Me Whip." He's being held tonight without bond.
They claim that because of his recent annex, he may be a danger to the community.
I didn't hear nothing
His
about
lawyers
this.
argued that he's also done a lot of charity work and positive things for his community, including a video encouraging kids to take the National Education Assessment of Educational Progress exam, as well as an anti-vaping campaign targeted at high schoolers. But this wasn't enough to persuade the judge, and he was denied bail. At this time, the motives behind the attack are completely unknown. By the rapper's own admission, he's been suffering from mental health problems for a long time. Maybe he just snapped and took his anger out on an unsuspecting family member. Or maybe they had some kind of falling out and the rapper had had enough. Just recently, Silento was officially indicted on 4 felony charges, including 1 count of malice murder, 1 count of felony murder, aggravated assault, and gun possession during the commission of a robbery. So, it sounds like maybe he fell on some hard times financially, tried to rob a family member, and ended up killing him in the process. It seems like Silento suffered from the one-hit wonder syndrome and never recovered. When your first ever song is a major success that makes you a huge name in the industry, it can be hard to follow that up. Silento was only 17 years old when he made Watch Me, and it literally blew up overnight. The video has currently 1.8 billion views and is in the top 80 all-time most viewed videos on YouTube and the second most watched video on Vimeo. But with all the quick success, also comes a lot of pressure. When you add that to the fact that he was struggling with mental health problems that he claims have never been properly diagnosed, it's a recipe for disaster. After he was arrested, his publicist put out a heartfelt message on Instagram about her client. She wrote, "Please send my client Silento some positive vibrations. Over the past several years, Ricky has been suffering immensely from a series of mental health illnesses. We'll continue in his efforts of treatment, but we ask in the meantime, the public uplifts him and his family in immediate prayers and positive energy. Ricky is a beautiful soul, and we hope that the same people who came up whipping and nay-naying with him continue to support him and lift it in prayer." Other than that, neither Silento nor the rest of his team have issued any statements about the murder or the arrest. He's still being held in DeKalb County Jail awaiting trial. It's hard to imagine what could have driven him to the point of murdering his own cousin. But then again, you never know the kind of relationship they had or what kind of mental state he was in at the time of the shooting. It's a tragic situation either way. Silento was a talented kid with a knack for viral marketing, but now it looks like he's going to be spending the next few years behind bars. More information about this wild murder will likely come to light as the case progresses, so stay tuned for updates.
Free that nigga Silento, man. Damn, man. Nigga was young as hell, 3, man. It just goes to show you, man, the money on the fame, if you don't know how to manipulate, like, how to use it, it will use you, nigga. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Crip. Alright, we back. Gang. All I want to say is Silento's only 27. You know what I'm saying? They trying to say he gay or he wanted some money on. Man, at the end of the day, bruh, no 27-year-old deserve a 30-piece. You know what I'm saying? But that dude who died didn't deserve to lose his life. You feel me? And it's wild because, you know, when they come out of nowhere and they make these songs, they get real popping, bro. It's like, where the money management at? This motherfucker should be rich as hell. 1.3 billion streams and people watching your shit. He should be rich as hell. Like, literally rich. But at the end of the day, niggas literally don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? They be spending all their money on Maybachs, Benzes and shit, Cartier watches and bust downs and, you know what I'm saying? Buying the bitches Birkins and shit. It's just like, you know, you want to invest your money on and really set yourself up, but sometimes when you don't have the people to help you, because he was young as hell. It ain't like he was like mature at that time when he blew up. He was like in high school. He didn't have nobody to really put it to, hey, you know you need to save that money up just in case something don't happen and this happened. You know what I'm saying? Then he started going to jail. All his money started disappearing. I just feel like, man, he got himself in a tough situation. He had nobody really to help him. But at the same time, we can't put it on other people because he's his own person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he should have invested into self-help instead of, you know what I'm saying, talking about. He should just went for the self-help his own self. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when you live in that moment and you new to things, man, people won't help you. They think about what can they get in their hand and what can they get. They love is only love when they get something. If they need you, they love you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they'll fuck all what you feel about all your health problems. Fuck your health problems. If you ain't give me no money out, no bag, nigga, fuck what you got going. And that's just how it goes. And that's sad at the end of the day, but you know what I'm saying? That's how people are. You know what I'm saying? They don't see your real value until you're gone. So that's just, hopefully, Silento get free sooner than later. RP the people who passed away and just prayers up to the family. We out this bitch. Hood, Northside, Big Crip, gang, Northside shit.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.